Welcome to NBNR, the authority on unfiltered opinions and authentic player insight for Nebraska athletics. Connect with us on Twitter, Instagram, and at NBNRpodcast.com.
We have the saying, no block, no rock.
You know, we just really love Utter. He's a junkyard dog.
Kenny Bell ran up to me. He's like, you know what you just did?
You get mad when you go get in the portal and go to another podcast?
You know, usually dumbbells are in pairs. They had 5 dumbbells.
Dang on it, Muhammad!
GBR.
No block, no rock. Season 4, episode 12, I think.
Yep.
Okay. Talking Nebraska football, talking Sparty, talking refs, talking Maryland, talking Alante Brown revenge game.
God.
Anyway, we'll get into that. You guys, we are in the Nebraska Brewing Company tap room, 108th and Harrison in La Vista, Nebraska. Guys, let's talk about what we are drinking. I will start. I'm kind of turning into Connor over here.
I was just about to make that joke.
Again?
Yeah. Pickle fight.
Again?
Dude, it's a good beer.
Like, come on,
Can you blame him?
dude. What's wrong?
Gosh.
You okay?
You
Are you
need
triggered?
you need to change things up because that
Why?
game on Saturday was ass.
That was a rock fight, not a pickle fight.
Deep fried ass, if you will.
100%.
Mike, what are you drinking?
I am drinking the EOS Hefeweizen. It is the best beer on tap here at Nebraska Brewing Company. I haven't had it in probably like a month. I've been sticking with Good Game. I had cold beer one week. Like I've been changing. Oh, I think I had peach around last week. So
Yeah.
I've been changing.
Is there a reason you're not drinking a good game today?
Yeah, because that game was ass. Did I not? I need to reiterate that. That game was ass. So, no, they don't deserve me drinking my favorite beer. Well, they deserve me drinking my favorite beer on tap now. So, we need to change it up, get some good vibes going. So, I drank my favorite beer. KB, what you got?
I also am drinking the EOS Hefeweizen. I wanted the Tacorveza, but hasn't been refreshed in a minute.
The keg was
Yeah.
dead, but it'll be back. Don't worry.
it'll
It's
be
not
back.
going anywhere.
Yes,
Yep.
that beer is always on tap,
Connor,
except today.
I don't know, dude.
what are you
Don't-
drinking?
Don't sound so sad.
Anyway,
Don't sound so
Talk about a
sad.
change up that we need.
I am
We need a
drinking-
change up. We should have flushed everything. We all should have drank beers we've never had in our lives.
Hey, when we come back from break, let's do it.
Okay.
Everybody mix it up.
We're
Everybody.
all going to have a different beer.
we should all have Moabs.
No, I don't want
Oh,
that because I got to be able to drive.
I gotta drive.
I'm just
Yeah.
kidding.
Said
But-
something different.
yeah,
I'm
no,
just-
I
game was
am
bad.
drinking the Pilsner. You guys know.
Yeah, you guys will get an episode from the drunk tank if we all get a Moab.
Yeah.
Live
Well,
show from Douglas County Corrections.
All right, guys, come to the Nebraska Brewing Company tap room, 108th and Harrison, La Vista, Nebraska, 68128. And before we get too deep into this, guys, if you are listening, if you are watching, go to at NBNR Podcast on Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, Facebook. We are on there. Go to Spotify. Go to Apple Podcasts. We are there. Give us a 5-star review. We would really appreciate it. All right, guys. 20-17. Nebraska takes the L in East Lansing. Just, Mike, get into the refs.
okay. We
Just do it.
decided.
Rip the Band-Aid off.
Let's just rip the Band-Aid off. It's as far as officiating, replay, all that stuff. Let's just get it off our chest now to start the episode so that we can actually dive into football stuff after that because we put a tweet out after the game. And I thought it spoke exactly what happened in this game. The refs did not cost us the football game on Saturday.
Correct.
Let's get that off our chests on the table right now. The refs did not cost us the football game on Saturday.
But
But they were dog shit.
Yeah.
The refs were dog shit. They were bad. Replay. What is replay, guys? What is it? What's the fucking point? What's the point of replay if we use it and the result is not correct?
It is just theater, apparently. Like we're gonna go over and take a look at it, but we're still gonna make a really dog shit call.
Well, and like, how much evidence do you have to overturn a call?
Like a ball sitting on the ground?
It's indisputable. But I actually watched the game for the first time today. I was in Chicago all weekend, so I didn't get to watch it while I was working. I did watch it today, and there is no, I don't know how you don't see that ball on the ground. I don't know how you don't get the pass interference call.
Half the ball was laying on the ground when he came down.
His hand was not underneath it at all. And every time, and I said this, we watched the game at Hurrdat Sports Bar in La Vista.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, every time they bring fucking Dean Blandino on the screen, it's always the opposite. And Dean comes on the screen. Hey guys, the ball hit the ground. It's gonna be an incomplete pass. Well, Dean, that's not the case.
I don't blame Dean for that.
No, I can't blame Dean. I blame what's his bucket?
Fuck. What was his name?
What's the ref that just loves the spotlight? What was his name? We called him all day.
Well, I don't know. Look. You watch that. We're talking about the touchdown by Sparty, where the guy didn't even like. I can see like the ref making the initial call on the field.
Sure,
fine, but you go to replay. You're looking at it.
It's on the ground.
What are you doing?
The ball is on the ground.
The ball was like half of it. I don't know. You guys are watching.
The tip of the football was on the ground.
I don't know. I don't understand. I don't know.
Don't get it twisted. I understand it's two separate leagues, but do I dare bring up the name Des Bryant? Like,
no, that's not even close to that.
It's fairly similar.
No, this is like
you got to maintain possession
Des
through the
caught
ground.
the damn ball. Des caught the ball.
Well, actually, technically, it didn't.
Des at least maintained possession of the ball and then did the stupid thing where he set it down.
Yeah,
whatever. This guy never caught the ball.
He didn't.
Yeah,
he didn't. And Rule even said as much today. Like,
yes, he went to bat.
We all know what happened. We all know that was not a touchdown, and he said so unequivocally in his press conference today. And we all agree. And like, no pass interference on Malachi Coleman.
Which is wild.
And Rule said again today, like, look, we all know that was pass interference. And he didn't even question it. Like, yeah, we think. No, it was.
It was.
Everybody knows.
Dude, that's pass interference at fucking Pee Wee football, Alliance football.
It's the kid's first game, and the refs are like, hey, we still have to call us so they can learn.
Yeah.
And it doesn't get called in D1 football.
Incredible. But like, besides all that, Nebraska still had a chance to win the game. And this is the part that pissed me off more than any of those plays. And those ones all pissed me off. Believe me, I was screaming in the bar. But
making a scene.
The end of the game, we get a chance. We have no timeouts.
Yeah.
First completion down the field. Malachi catches the ball.
11 yards.
11 yards.
First down.
It should have been a first down. The clock would stop. So they changed the rule, just for people that are listening. They changed the rule. But inside 2 minutes, it's back to old school college football rules. The clock stops when you get a first down until they place the ball back down. They never stopped the clock. They moved the chains.
Yeah, they started moving. The graphics on TV showed a 1st and 10.
Yeah, they moved the chains, but then said it was 2nd and 1. They didn't even stop it to see if he got the first down, which he did.
Yep.
And then they also didn't just stop it to check to see how close he was. Because even if it was 2nd and 1, they could have stopped it for like chain gang, see how close, all of that didn't happen.
Yep.
Unbelievable. And then you get into the later part of the game.
Same drive.
Wasn't it like the next play?
No, like two plays later. 2 plays later,
Yeah.
Harburg goes back to pass and throws a questionable. They say it's a fumble. Didn't even look at it.
Didn't look at it
At all. Like we just guess. Now we just guess on like empty hands.
His hand was moving forward. It was 150% an incomplete pass.
I don't even care if it wasn't an incomplete pass. You still have to stop the game to look at the play.
Right.
So that was one of the things, again, I told Mike, I didn't get to watch the game live, but the first thing I did when I got home that night was go through Twitter. And a lot of people were saying, at this time in the game, you have to, stop the game and take a look at it. And I disagree with that. I think no matter what point in the game you're at, you need to stop and take a look. I mean, sure, that was in crunch time. Like it's a big time to make a bad call. But like when you see that, like his arm is clearly coming forward.
Yeah,
it's clearly, you got to go back and take a look at it. Because, again, we said officiating doesn't cost games. We got outplayed.
Yeah, 100%. Back to my original statement.
Yeah.
The refs did not cost us the game. You know what cost us the game? Our offense had no pulse at all. And our defense did not show up like they have every week. It was a different defense on Saturday.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So just one last point on the officiating, at least from my side. You've got two teams that are like historically bad on offense, right?
Yeah.
The officials are the ones that facilitate the game. So it does not matter how bad the offenses are. Neither one of those sides had a fair shot in that game. Okay. Yeah. Michigan State was penalized, 6-7 times in the first half?
7 times for 70
which
yards
we could not capitalize on because of the terrible field position that we kept playing in.
Yep.
So,
and we had 0 penalties.
0 penalties.
If I could ask any of you guys at the beginning of the season, any game that we have 0 penalties, what's going to happen? What's the result? We're going to win.
Yeah.
Right?
Honestly, I would have laughed at you because I wouldn't think that would
never
happen.
Seen a game where Nebraska had 0 penalties. I've never seen it.
Yeah.
And we lost.
Yeah. Well,
no, Mike, we didn't just lose. We lost to Michigan State.
A 2-win team, now 3-win team.
Michigan State is not a good team. They're not a good team. Okay? They're just not. You can, okay, look, for the refs in that last drive, I'm sure their thought process was we can't become too big and too much part of this game, so bullshit. We can't stop it.
They're part of it all game. They're big all game.
It's a freaking mess.
Every quarter matters.
I love when
every second matters.
So my like when you look back at the officiating, my favorite part was the blatant face mask.
Oh my God.
That was not called. There was nobody within 5 yards of that play, and the referee standing right behind it, watching everything.
In Harvard.
Blatant. Then Hart, he's looking for it, right? And then like two plays.
Said, no, the ref worded back to him. He said he didn't grab it.
Yeah.
His head is turned all the way across his body.
Not Eric Crouch, Kansas State-esque, but pretty damn close. Like, it was bad.
Yeah. But then I love, like, 2 plays later, that, like, bang, bang, Heinrich Harburg slides, and the linebacker, clips the top of him. They call it, like, roughing the passer or unnecessary roughness or something like that. But that flag came from the guy that didn't call the face mask. It didn't come from the ump that's standing right there. It came from all the way in the backfield. This dude chucked a flag 15 yards over there. Like, just make it make sense. Like, well, he clearly knew he missed something, and that play there, like, no other referee on the field, the guy, especially the guy standing right there, thought it was a flag. But the guy way back here who just blew a face mask call, he throws the flag. Like,
it's just stupid.
Well, so I mean, you're throwing a flag 15 yards, 20 yards.
Yeah.
My question is, does he have any eligibility?
Yeah.
We're looking for guys who can throw.
Like, people will say, it's tough being a Big Ten ref or just a ref in general. And it's like you see these guys, Mike, you forget his name, the head ref who's making the calls. It's just you have these freaking geriatric.
His name was Jerry.
No, it wasn't.
Yes, it was.
Okay, well, geriatric Jerry.
His name was fucking Jerry.
60-year-old men trying to keep up with Division I athletes who all run 4.4s. It's just, you're going to have these shitty outcomes. It's just these old guys trying to keep up, and they can't.
Well, don't you love that was
annoying.
We talked about it at the Herd at Sports Bar when they said the call stands.
Yeah, he was like, the call on the field. Stands.
Like, yes, look, cheer for me, guys. Come on.
There's literally 3 seconds of silence, and everyone going,
yeah, like
stop you. It's not
about you.
It's not about you.
But that's what he wanted.
Like, questioning his decision. Like, am I going to get murdered for saying this?
No. He's in East Lansing, baby. Okay. So I think the elephant in the room, I guess, besides the refs, is quarterback play. Everything that had went wrong previously in all those other games, I don't want to say overlooked, because we never overlooked them. We always acknowledge them. We always, week to week, we even ask ourselves, should Heinrich Harburg continue to be the starter, even though they are winning games? However, they're winning. Why upset the apple cart? Keep it rolling, right?
Yep.
Everything that went wrong before, it did the same thing. Did the same exact thing this past Saturday. You got caught with your hand in the cookie jar. Chickens came home to roost. All those things. It finally came back and bit them in the ass. Which then leads to a lot of people to ask, should Heinrich Harburg continue to be the starter? You guys, what do you think?
Let's start on that side of the table. Because these two are the biggest Harburg defenders, and with reason.
Jared's been defending him.
Kind of.
Yeah.
Don't upset the apple cart. It was my...
Yeah.
Kyle, do you want to go first here?
But
sure.
I just started on that side of the table. I'm not saying you guys are wrong. I was the only one that was just like, maybe we give Justin this shot. And then last week I was like, hell fucking no, let's never do that again.
Right.
But now I want to know how you guys feel about it, because You were like the bigger defenders of the Harburg train. Does it continue?
Yeah. Yes. Look, he's still 5-2. He
4-2, right? 5-2.
No, he's been at the helm of every win.
Yeah, so he is 5-2. Yeah,
5-2. I don't think that we've seen the yips in the pocket that we saw on Saturday. Prior to Saturday, I didn't feel like when things started to crash around him, he was like freaking out and just kind of like freezing. He did that on Saturday.
Yeah.
And he really hasn't been like missing wide receivers by 10, 15 yards the previous games prior to Saturday. It's been kind of like, he's throwing into like contested balls or, wide receivers. And I don't know. I don't know what it was about. This was his first Power 5 road game.
No, Illinois was.
Oh, Illinois. Yeah, that's right.
And he played okay in that game.
Yeah.
Did enough to win.
Yeah. So I don't know. He's still 5-2. He does have the turnovers though. And that was my biggest judgment about Jeff Sims. So like, I don't have a whole lot to stand on. I really don't, but I just go back to he's 5-2. Just keep it going.
Yeah. So, Mike, I talked to you about this just a little bit before the show, is watching Harburg pass. If he's an inch high, he's a mile high.
Mm-hmm.
And when that's a mile high, like it's just in no man's land. It's straight to a defender. And that's obviously really frustrating. Fumble trouble is still continued. Obviously we've seen that with Sims too. I do think Harburg will continue to start. And I'm still like 70% on board with that decision because I just don't know. We don't know what we could get out of Chuba. Chuba is, something we could test out.
Mm-hmm.
But I think Harburg will continue to start for better or for worse. Unfortunately, I think Sims is just out of the question for me. I can't get on board with that.
It's really difficult because what Heinrich Harburg did on Saturday, Jeff Sims did at Colorado.
Exactly.
The exact same game.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Damn near.
Yep.
I didn't even think about that. Like,
literally like the identical game.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Jared, let's go to you, and then I want to, go ahead. What do you think? What do you think should happen?
Okay. What do I think?
Should happen?
Well,
should and will.
I think should and will is the same.
Okay.
I think stick with Heinrich, right?
Okay.
Saying that, he sucks. Like, I don't need to say but. Like, he's just not. And look, it's not even his fault. Like, dude, he was lining up at tight end in Minneapolis. He
No
caught a
development.
pass. He sucks. He's not a good quarterback. He's a
good athlete.
He's a glorified Service Academy quarterback. And it doesn't help that there were at least 28 pass attempts. And that's not counting the how many sacks? So 35 dropbacks. Inexcusable. Marcus Satterfield. Inexcusable.
Yeah. Play calling did not help your not true natural passing quarterback at all.
Like if you rewatch this game, there was probably 3 really nice passes that Heinrich Harburg made.
Yeah.
Yeah. And one was dropped.
But these are basic quarterback things. Like, that's what you're supposed to do as a Power 5 quarterback, is make those basic throws, which he did like 3 times. The other ones, listen, just like the basic pocket presence, pocket awareness. It's really hard to watch him. It's hard. It's difficult. It hurts my eyes.
My question,
But I'm just saying, like, we tried Sims for a possession last week. Can't go back to Sims. He just doesn't have it.
every play that he touched the ball was broken.
Off the table.
100%.
Purdy. He's still third string despite all this shit.
Yeah.
Still behind Harburg. Still behind Sims. We don't see the practices. The only thing I can do is trust these coaches that Purdy isn't it.
Yeah.
So you stick with Harburg. Harburg sucks. You just hope for the best at this point. And you don't ask him to throw 35 times in a freaking game. Please.
Yeah.
God.
And my question on that, before we get to Mike, is during the pregame show, you said something like, hey, do what you do best, and that's running the ball. And do you think the kind of the talk before the game kind of got into the game plan a little bit. Oh, Michigan State's got one of the worst passing defenses in the country. And like we can definitely throw against these guys, because they kind of sold their soul to the devil, to like the outside noise, I think.
I mean, it's hard to think different, believe differently.
Yeah.
Right. And we even said before the show on our pregame show, Michigan State sucks at pass defense. That doesn't mean that you're good at pass offense all of a sudden.
correct.
You suck at passing.
So,
You still suck.
quick stat that made me very sad and kind of weirdly excited that I heard during that game. It's after Harburg's touchdown. Is that Harburg is our leading touchdown rusher?
Mhm.
That should not be the case.
We said that going into the
Not
season.
ideal.
That should not be the case.
Given the running back situation, though, and now playing a guy that didn't play the first 4 games or whatever, I get it.
And we'll get
I
into
get it.
running backs later.
Yeah.
Mike, what is
Yeah,
your
Mike, what's your quarterback?
Okay, so what is going to happen is that Matt Rule today in his press conference said that he is preparing Harburg to be the guy, not only for now, but for the future. So he has to be quarterback 1 at Nebraska, and that takes in a lot of heat, which is true.
Yeah.
He's not wrong. You live in the fishbowl. When you're the quarterback 1 at Nebraska, you have to be wired differently. And I do think Heinrich Harburg mentally can handle that. I really do. I think a kid from Kearney, Nebraska can handle the pressure of being the quarterback at Nebraska. With that being said, should he be the quarterback moving forward? Here's my question to you guys. If Heinrich Harburg has a couple drives where we have no points again, does it hurt to give Chubba a drive to see what happens? Because we're not getting points anyways. If Chubba lights a spark on this team, why not give him a chance? And I understand Matt Rule today said that Chubba's not getting into the 1 reps, which worries me a lot, because if that's the case, that means that Jeff is still quarterback 2.
Yeah.
And we know
quarterback room sucks. So
and we know what we have.
they suck.
And Kyle, you brought this stat up maybe a month ago about the teams that Chubba had to play against last year.
Mhm.
And yes, we saw Chubba struggle a little bit last season, but he was given top 10 defenses when he had to play.
Mm-hmm.
Maryland's not a top 10 defense, guys. He's a guy that, if Harburg struggles again, if he airmails another freaking pass that's instead of 1 inch, it's a mile high, it's going, into the other team's hands again. I just don't understand how you cannot give him an opportunity. He was a top 10 dual quarterback coming out of high school.
Yeah.
And he is the passer of the bunch. And if you're trying to run a pro style offense, which I think this team eventually wants to do, is be that Iowa type offense.
Yeah.
You need a quarterback to just be a game manager, just not turn the ball over, make elementary throws. That's it. I feel like Chubba, we have to at least let him try. I was yelling for Jack Wojcik.
Yes, you were.
I was.
I know you are. I'm fully aware of that.
So
I know.
I do think Harburg will start Saturday at home, where his fans are going to be rooting for him. So hopefully that helps.
We will all be rooting for him.
Yeah.
100%. It's not like I'm not going to root for Heinrich Harburg. But on the flip side, if he struggles again and you're down against a team that I seriously think you are better than, I do think you're better than Maryland. I do. Then you need to make a change. I don't care about his psyche. He'll figure it out. He can play tight end next year.
So 2 parts of it. One, I think Maryland is super streaky. They can get super hot or they can be super cold. So I don't really know how to, compare Nebraska to Maryland right now. But you said, what's the harm in giving Chubba 1 drive? And I don't like that mentality, because I think 1 drive isn't really indicative of what a QB can do. It's just not a large enough sample size. So if you're going to play Chubba, you got to play Chubba. You got to give him at least 2, maybe 3 drives. 1 drive, the kid could go out and just throw a bomb, put it in there, and we score. And then everyone's he gets pulled and everyone's screaming about why are we not starting this kid? Or he goes out there and, just has a bad play, bad pass, throws a pick. And everyone's like, yeah, bench his ass again. But potentially he's a lot better than that. So I think 1 drive just really isn't enough, especially with how short Nebraska offensive drives can be.
I 100%, but I think there needs to be a spark. That there has to be. And Rule, if he's consistent, and this guy has been consistent all year, he is true to what he says out loud to the public, which is crazy because last staff did not do that at all. They kept everything under the vest. Then he says he is confident in all 3 guys. If that is the case, let's see the 3rd one.
Yeah.
If Harburg continues to struggle, there is some comments in the chat. I do want to jump into those a little bit. First off, I was right. It is Jerry. Jerry was the head referee at Michigan State. So there's that.
Geriatric Jerry.
Yeah. So you guys go ahead and Google Jerry McGinn. You can write on some.
No, you stop that.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
I'm sure he's a nice person. Sure. He's just
we
not
got
a good ref.
a nice comment. Loves the show. Kyle said that. Let's see here. We'll go to Kyle's quarterback comment because we're done with officiating.
What did Kyle Ross say?
He said Heinrich Harburg has earned to keep the starting job. No need to change the quarterback now.
I mean, that's where my like 5-2 point comes from.
Yeah.
You can't. I think in my opinion, it's if you've got somebody that's won you 5 games, and then this has truly been the one like really bad game by Heinrich Harburg. I mean, am I wrong? You have the Michigan loss.
I disagree a little bit because I think this is the same. Like Harburg played the same way he's been playing, but the defense just didn't do what they have been doing. The defense has been like balling the fuck out, making plays, block field goals, all this stuff. They were hiding some of the stuff that Harburg was doing. Like we were talking about it statistically, it's like Harburg's still completing 50% of his passes. That's what he was doing. That's what he did Saturday.
Right.
I mean, it's the same thing.
But you talk about the eye test a lot. And the eye test for me on Saturday, it was a bad day for Heinrich Harburg.
Yeah.
Just the looks of everything. He drops back. There was at least one. I mean, I remember one play where there's no one near him. The pocket is going around him. And he's got perfect protection. Yep. But he suddenly he sees those guys go past him and he's like, oh God, he freezes up. He runs right into a defender and he takes a sack. Like I have not seen that. It's either like he's been pretty decisive whether or not he's just going to take off running. It was just real weird on Saturday.
He ran scared. It was weird. So he was the guy the first couple games when he started was like, I'm going to run physical. Like he had the comment to Eric Crouch. Like Eric Crouch was like, hey, you might want to slide. He's like, I never saw you do that. Right. Yeah. So he went from that to Saturday where he was like running scared. I don't know if it was scared, if he's dinged up, whatever it was. He was not running at that extra gear that he had, that fast. I see a hole, I go. He was thinking.
Well, he did take an ass whooping last weekend.
I agree.
Yeah. And I mean, that can get into your head.
I agree.
Sure.
I'm not denying that.
Yeah.
But I think for Heinrich Harburg to be successful at quarterback right now at Nebraska, he needs to be playing that physical style runner type quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
That's what he is. He is that guy.
Yeah.
He is not a natural passing quarterback. He needs to be that guy that the defense is going to fear like, oh, he's going to lower his shoulder. That's going
he's going to run right through me.
Yeah, exactly. He needs to be that guy. And he wasn't.
Part of what I think has worked at least for the passing offense is that you kind of send him out. That's what the belly G option and all that other stuff like that has created some things for multiple reasons. But I think Heinrich would really benefit with just not having to stand inside the pocket and sending him out a little bit, because then that gives him an option, right? It gives him some time. He can look. If not, just take off running, get yourself some 4 yards, and Heinrich, call it a day.
You make your first read. If it's not there,
run.
You run or you throw it to Kyle Byers and Mike Delaware in row 97 and hit him in the 72. Hit him in the head. Hit him in the face. Part of this discussion has to deal with Satterfield and his play calling.
I agree.
As long as you don't ask Heinrich Harburg to drop back 35 times. Do him some favors. Get him, like you said, Kyle, get him out of the pocket. Get him roll bootlegs. Help him out.
Mm-hmm.
He's not a good quarterback. Your backups, I'm not saying they're worse, but they're probably worse.
So
do him favors.
I think the reason, again, we've all agreed that Harburg is likely starting this week. Kyle brings up 5-2. Mike, you bring up the fact that he is a natural runner, and for a lot of this, he has been, putting his body on the line. And it comes down to something that, and some people might dislike me for saying, Jeff Sims could win games. But I think one thing he couldn't do that Heinrich Harburg has is win the locker room. I think that team is with him. And I think it's tough to pull a guy like that the team is behind, that is willing to go out because he's going to fight for them. They're willing to fight for him. It's tough to pull a guy like that out of that position.
I disagree, though, because Jeff Sims is the single-digit guy, and he got pulled. I mean, at the end of the day, this team wants to do something they haven't done since 2016. They want to win a bowl game, or they want to go to a bowl game, not win a bowl game, just go to a bowl game. And if the quarterback is the detriment to the team, You have to shake things up. That's my opinion. I am totally wrong because Matt Rule today told me I'm wrong.
Mhm.
So it's fine. I'm just going to have my opinion. That's why we do this. KB, I think there was a comment in the chat.
Yeah, and this is pretty this is pretty obvious. But Hodge Williams says, I think they messed up letting Thompson go. I would.
People forget Thompson had
also-
a serious shoulder injury and was not practicing.
And then he tore his ACL and he's out for the year. He's not playing.
well,
right
I know,
now.
but
Well,
you can't say that. You can't do that whole thing
And
because
also,
he tore his ACL when he was gone.
Yeah.
It's a different discussion. But it's just so easy to, should have kept Casey. Well, look, he wasn't practicing. And what we were sold on was that, hey, Sims is this, Sims is that. I can fix him, even though he's broken. I can fix him. But it's just easy to go back to the Casey Thompson thing and say, oh, we should have kept him. Well,
Hindsight.
and so here's the other thing. Like, I know Casey Thompson did make his statements on social media saying he did not want to leave Nebraska. Casey Thompson also wanted to be in a position where he was going to start.
Yeah.
And that, I mean, again, at that time,
Was not the case.
it wasn't the case.
Mm-mm.
So yeah, hindsight is 2020, or I get that, but like, it just wasn't going to happen.
Yeah. Patrick also said Oregon State is a better example of the type of offense we want to be. I would agree with that. I mean, but they have a former 5-star quarterback slinging the ball. I mean, it's just night and day compared to what we have here in Nebraska.
And again, with what's his name?
Patrick.
From what I hear, Oregon State's offensive line is very good. So
It helps.
we gotta get Grant Bricks, and we need Sledge and all these guys to really develop and be good for us in order for us to have an offense like that.
Yeah.
It's not, and look, this quarterback discussion, it's taken up a lot of time, and deservedly so. But God, there's no way. It's just a shitty situation.
I mean, but
And
It
again,
sucks.
with Matt Rule's comments today, let me ask you guys this. Of him saying he is grooming Harburg for the future.
Mm.
Do you buy that?
I think he is grooming him for the future. I do, but maybe not to be a starter. Maybe to develop him to be a very, very good second stringer. I think you'd be crazy to not think that this team is looking towards the portal this next season to go and get somebody that fills that spot.
What's the average amount of quarterbacks that you usually have on a roster, just like around the country?
Well, in college,
what's normal?
3 to 4.
Yeah, I say 3 to 4. I mean, it's different. Some teams carry more walk-ons and whatnot.
So my question is, you don't have a quarterback in the building that's going to leave because they're graduating.
No.
So,
Well, I bet Jeff Sims is going to be forced to graduate.
okay, hold on now, because I don't foresee Matt Rule saying, hey, man, we really need you. We want you to come play at Nebraska. You play 2 games. You get benched. You get injured and then benched. And then at the end of the year, you're like, hey, didn't work out, dude. Sorry. See you later. I don't see it. I don't see it.
I do.
I
Matt
kind
Rule-
of agree with Kyle on that point.
So are you looking to have 5 quarterbacks in the building?
So there is a clause that Matt Rule has not used yet. So when you become a new head coach at a university, you have a clause where you can take guys off of their football scholarship and they still get an academic scholarship, but it gives them the opportunity to play football elsewhere, or move on, or quit football altogether.
I don't see that conversation happening.
I just think if I'm Jeff Sims and I'm a competitor and I know like it's not going to be here at Nebraska, if I bet on myself, even if it's at a lower level, I'm going to graduate. I'm sure he's expediting his education right now as we speak to go play elsewhere, like a Toledo or a Tulsa or something small where Jeff Sims can make mistakes on Maction type guys and be fine.
When I heard Matt Rule say he's coaching Heinrich Harburg for the future, the first thing that ran through my head was, if Heinrich Harburg is your starter next year, Matt Rule wants to get fired. That's all I'll say about that.
Wow.
I don't know that I'd say wants to get fired. I would say it's a mistake.
If Heinrich Harburg is Nebraska's starting quarterback next year, Matt Rule low-key wants to get fired.
And I think
Sorry,
I think
you can't have him be your starter next year.
I
He
think
sucks.
we're on the same side here, saying that like
It's so hard.
we appreciate Heinrich Harburg
Listen,
and how he's playing.
He's a tough son of a bitch. I will
Yes.
give him that, man.
And
He's a tough son of a bitch.
Again, I'd like to have him as a second stringer.
Why?
The man can run through a brick wall.
Okay, cool. I'd like to have him as a tight end or
Tight
something.
end.
Yeah, Taysom Hill, Wildcat quarterback. Sure. No, not like why? I don't want to ever see him play quarterback at the University of Nebraska again after this year. I really don't. I never want to see him unless for some reason he goes to the Manning camp.
If you gave Heinrich Harburg some truth serum, he would say, "I am not a quarterback. I am not a quarterback."
And it sucks because he's a Nebraska kid. We're rooting for him.
We love him.
We do. We are rooting for him. He is right now.
That doesn't mean he's a good quarterback.
Although I would disagree with this, but he's probably still our best chance to win football games. With that being
Yes.
said, I still like the alternative. Maybe a Chuba could light a spark.
2023, perfect quarterback for 2023.
Yeah, but not moving forward.
Yeah, I don't want him
Patrick
starting
says,
next
"Quit
year.
overreacting."
No,
Patrick? What am I overreacting about? Go on, King. Tell me, King. If Heinrich Harburg is your starter next year, Patrick, you tell me, brother.
What's going to happen?
Well, they'll go worse than 5-7, probably.
That schedule's a lot harder next year. Just throwing it out there. We're not playing.
They ain't making a bowl game.
We're not playing 5 of the worst offenses in the country next year.
I promise you the offenses will be a lot better next year.
And the defense is not going to perform as well as they have this year. They just haven't. They will take it. Well, look, can we talk about the defense?
Yeah, let's
Yes,
take a quick break. I got to.
Oh, okay.
Okay, yeah, we're going to take a quick break, top up our beers, and we'll be right back. All right. Sweet.
how would you say your mental focus is?
Oh, it's focused. I haven't, look.
Cash rules everything around me. Green, get the money. Dollar bill, yo. We have the saying, no block, no rock.
Thanks, President Biden and Troy Walters.
Hey, shout out Troy Walters.
Shout out to him.
Someday that motherfucker will come on this podcast.
He will. Yep. I have faith. Okay, guys, we were talking about the offense and the quarterback situation and how it is just
something. It's something.
It's something. Just minor observations on the offense. Kyle Byers, you pointed out, Fedoni got worked on a screen pass. Couldn't hold a block.
Bullock dropped that actually good. It looked like an NFL type throw. The one that Harburg made all day. Back shoulder.
Hit him in the face.
Yeah, he threw the ball before the guy was out of his route. He turned, the ball was there, and Alec Bullock just didn't catch it. So
yeah,
walk-ons.
Malachi, I think
played well.
Listen, Malachi played well. He was getting held by his defender that was defending him, and Matt Rule talked about how good he's been at blocking. So yeah, we have to give him a shout out for that.
Yeah.
Again, I said before the episode, that was one of my notes from the game was Malachi continues to impress me.
Mm-hmm. When he's not catching.
For his age and the experience that he's got so far, he impresses me.
He's going to be a special player. I really do. I mean,
yeah.
Local kid, loves the staff, loves the university, says and does all the right things. And gosh, just every week he's making another step.
Dude, that freaking catch that he had.
Oh, yeah.
Where he caught it in the middle of the field. I thought he was going to break that.
I did too.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. God. But you could just see that burst and that speed and how defenders are scared of him because they're freaking holding him.
Yeah.
They're riding him.
They don't want him to get.
They know he's going to be special
behind the defense because he's going to do damage. So, and I think it's a lot to say okay, Malachi, it's kind of on you because Alex Bullock's dropping passes and Fedoni's kind of hot and cold. Hey, Malachi, go out there. Let's go. But yeah, I think in the offensive line, I don't think they were terrible. I think your quarterback can make your O-line look good. I think it goes both ways. And I don't think Harburg really helped in that matter.
Hell no.
So, but that's not to say the O-line played well.
No.
It's just not great offensive line wise.
Yeah. I think they abandoned the run too fast. I think that was traditional run game. What sealed the game last week? It was that little inside zone concept with Emmett Johnson and Matt Rule's I wish we would have got to that sooner. I wish you would have done that all game.
The running back rotation makes zero sense. Nobody knows what is going on. I don't know if it's I don't know if it's Satterfield, Barthel, or Rule. I don't know who's making the call on the running back rotations. It doesn't make any sense. Figure it the fuck out because it's really annoying.
Did you hear what Rule said today about it?
What'd he say?
He's Emmett Johnson's our third down back. What?
Dude.
A week ago, you said he was running back one in Nebraska. What?
Yeah, he said, Emmett Johnson, pick your shoulders up. You're the starting quarterback at Nebraska.
Running back,
yeah.
You're we know you might as well be the starting quarterback. You're the starting running back at Nebraska. Pick your shoulders up. And who is starting? Who starts? Anthony Grant starts. Why? I don't know. Maybe this is too big of a deal I'm making out of this. Just nobody knows. It's just a mystery to me.
I mean, yeah, I understand why you're frustrated though, because who's the starting running back at Wisconsin?
Braylon Allen.
Braylon Allen. You've got a guy. You know for a fact who's going to be starting at running back at Wisconsin.
Yeah.
That's what drives me nuts. Is you see some glimpses from this guy, he's not RB1. You see some glimpses from this guy, he's not RB1. Who is?
Well, and it's just every game, a guy will make a good run. I think Emmett made a good run in that game. And then immediately, on the sideline. Why?
I don't know. I don't.
Does he have the worst cardio of all freaking time? I just don't understand. I don't
know. Anything else you guys want to add to offense? I think
I think we've covered that.
I'll say this. I don't think I noticed the offensive line playing poorly. So that tells you something decent. I didn't
play good.
At no point in the game was I oh my God, the offensive line. And that was something that we talked about all last year was if you notice them every week, that's a problem. I was not I was not paying attention to the offensive line a whole lot. I think there was a whole lot of things outside of that I was like,
Play
damn.
calling,
To
quarterback play.
piggyback very quickly on that, I think it was 2, maybe 3 weeks ago that I talked about just how undisciplined that line was. No false starts, no penalties at all in that game.
0.
I'm happy. Like
Yeah.
that's,
Yep.
you know, I'd like to see some better blocking, obviously, but like that's a start.
Yeah, they were a liability in the red zone all year. Not this week.
Okay.
Well,
now,
you had to get to the red zone.
That is a good point.
But yeah,
That is a good point.
Yeah, when your offense doesn't do that, and can we get into the punter really quick?
Let's get into special teams.
Do it.
Holy shit!
Go.
Boo, Sheeny. Boo. He was the worst I've ever seen him, and I'm like not a huge like boom Sheeny guy. Like I'm always like, okay, he doesn't do it like he's not Tory Taylor out there. He's not.
There's not a lot of.
There is not.
No.
But like you think that he'd be steady Eddie. I think we said it in the pregame. Was like, yeah, he'll be steady Eddie. You know, and get his 40 some net average, whatever. Nope. The dude had 2 punts under 30 yards. It was awful. Awful. I don't understand why he cannot punt on the road, but Jesus, man, it is bad.
It's bad.
It's bad.
And look, the weather was
Don't
not a factor.
Not at all.
It wasn't like
It was
it'd be
beautiful.
one thing if it was tornado. Woo! Nope, nothing. The weather was perfect. No excuses for that performance.
Boo.
We needed you. We needed you, Bushini. We needed you, especially since
You gonna go to punting return?
punt returns.
Oh my god.
Well, you asked Billy Kemp. Michigan State knows he's not returning it. Whoever was Tim Brando on the call, he knew that he wasn't going to return any punts. When your opponent knows you're not going to return punts, you're going to hang it up there. And hey, he's going to catch it on the 5-yard line for some freaking reason because he's back there to fair catch. So he's going to fair catch everything.
Ridiculous.
This guy, Billy Kemp, one of the reasons why he is here is to return punts. He had done it for a very long time at Virginia. You would think he would know not to catch it on the 5-yard line.
Inside the 10.
He's been doing it for and just the 5 makes it that much worse.
Yes.
so
You would think he would know.
is it not just a standard rule for a punt? You put your heels on the 10-yard
100%.
and if that ball is going to go past you, don't touch it.
Yes.
Don't even touch it.
I think the average is like after the average on punts, like landing, on average, they roll like 9-10 yards on average on every single punt that you'll see around the country. The average is like 9 to 10 yards roll afterwards. That's why you don't go past your 10-yard line,
Dude. Like
it's like a standard thing. I
if
was
they
taught
get
that
you,
in
they
high
get
school.
you.
if
they get you, they get you.
if you let it bounce and they down it, if you let it bounce on your 5 and they down it at the 1, that's them just making a play.
That's an
not
anomaly.
You have to force them to make that play.
You were self-imposing field position on the 5-yard line.
Right. Ethan Nation, true freshman, finally gets back there with 2 minutes left in the 4th quarter. For one, where was he the rest of the game? And for 2, I feel like that's a pretty stress-packed situation to put your true freshman in.
Yeah.
Now you could say I'm throwing him in the fire to prepare him for blah, blah, blah. Dude, I'm trying to win a fucking game here.
Yeah.
You don't put a true freshman back there with 2 minutes left and ask him, hey, Billy Kemp, he's been fair catching it, so I need you to actually return it this time. Not fair. Not fair.
No. Well, and
He's never done it before.
They asked Rule, he's like, hey, are you going to, like, with him being the punt returner, are you going to play him? Because he's at his 4 games now, Ethan Nation is. So it's like, are you going to play him now? Do you think they should play Ethan Nation, burn a year of eligibility for him to fair catch punts?
No.
Why?
I mean, Matt Rule today during his presser admitted that, yeah, they made a mistake with the punt return team. I should have given
so
Ethan Nation. Like,
it was just dumb.
listen, I'm not going to sit here and say Matt Rule sucks, but it's just like one of those things. Like, I haven't played a down of meaningful football in my fucking life. How can I see this? But you guys who get paid millions of dollars, you don't see this? What? Why am I'm an idiot.
Yeah.
Yes, people, you could say it. Yes. But even I know this. I don't know. Okay.
It's frustrating.
Anything else about special teams? Tristan Ovano, hey, buddy. Wish you would have gotten a chance at the end, but
Yeah.
okay, now defense.
Defense.
Didn't play as well as they have in the past. That first drive really stood out because you got busted for a couple good gain yards there by Sparty. It's like
Brown.
Yeah, Alante Brown revenge game. Revenge game. As if like
he didn't have every opportunity in the world at Nebraska, and Matt Rule wanted him to stay. God, gosh.
He throws the fucking
throws the pass.
Whatever.
God.
Defense didn't play bad. It's just in this game where you need your defense to play over their heads for the rest of the year. They just didn't go out there and create any turnovers, do any splash plays, anything like that. Unfortunate. And Michigan State's offense sucks. So it makes me a little worried about Maryland going forward because Maryland's offense is pretty legit passing-wise. And the passing defense on Nebraska is not great. So
that is actually right where I was going, was the fact that Maryland can throw the ball and our secondary looks not good.
And Hartzog.
Our secondary looks not good.
I don't know if Hartzog's going to play. I
will say that is it that first big play down the right seam that Gifford just, it wasn't like the biggest mess up in the world, but like Gifford just blew it. And it was just wide open for like 30, 40 yards.
Yeah, that was like eyes caught in the backfield. Rule talked about that today. Was like, hey, like I'm not mad about that. It's just that we told them this could happen. If you are not executing and doing your job, this could happen. And then it did. It happened.
Yeah.
I would say though the secondary didn't play that bad, but when you're not getting any pressure on the quarterback,
defensive line did not get
a lot of push. That's where the issues come, because I think our corners are good. Like Quentin Newsome, he's still been the one fake touchdown they had. I mean, he's been balling out all year. I'm not going to shit on them after one performance against Michigan State where they got chunk plays on a razzle-dazzle trick play, and then they got gifted a touchdown. That wasn't a touchdown. I mean, there was chunk plays, and they were taking what we gave them. But a lot of that is first and second level too. It's not just the DBs.
Well, the thing that just kind of like concerned me a little bit was like Colorado put up some pretty big numbers on offense, running like a spread, just air the ball out. And then you go to Michigan State and these guys are hitting you for 30, 40-yard passes. And I'm like,
maybe
we'll talk about Maryland here in a bit, but there is reason for concern as far as I'm concerned, just in my mind.
Right.
Colorado, like that second half by them, they were just airing it out, and it was just chunk play after chunk play after chunk play. It's kind of freaking me out just a little bit, but we can keep talking about the rest of the defense.
My question is, you bring up Colorado and you talk about this Michigan State game. Is it the fact that does our secondary just not have enough speed? Are we just reading routes poorly?
No, I just think
what is happening.
I really think that this defense they're in their prime when you're going up against a Minnesota or a Northwestern or
low-powered offenses.
Yeah, just people that just want to just try to ram it down your throat. Yeah. Like they're going to stop the run against just about anybody. That's why I'm excited for like Iowa and
look, Maryland doesn't run the ball. They don't even try to run the ball. They don't care about running the ball.
They probably will though. They'll try.
Oh yeah, they might. But
every team that's like they're really bad at something, they'll try against Nebraska, and they.
But would you want to try that against a top 10 rush defense? Would you want to try that?
Yeah.
I mean, that our pass defense is not that great. If I'm Maryland and I'm already built to pass the ball all game, why wouldn't I just do that?
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
So I guess that came back. Like my root of the question is like, what is it about our pass D what are we missing?
Yeah, I don't know. I do think as well, like the bane of our existence is the non-complimentary football. You're dealing out terrible field position. You've got no sustained drives, and it's just defense, 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 defense. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you're Alabama. If you are going out there and you have to play the majority of the game, you're going to get worn down, and you're going to give up big plays. You're going to get fatigued, and you're going to get performances like what you've got from Michigan State.
But we did win time of possession on that game.
Yeah.
Yes, and that is my honey pot is the time of possession.
Yeah.
However, just imagine what the time of possession would have been if he didn't turn the ball over fucking
3 times, almost 4.
That's what I'm saying.
You know?
I would be curious to see, like, I don't know, like, you've got your time of possession, right? But I would be curious to see, like, at what point was it 3/4 of the game where Nebraska's defense is spending the majority on the field, and then you had 1 quarter that was like, yeah, Nebraska's offense was on the field a lot, because you've got 3 turnovers. So at some point there had to have been consecutive drives where you're like,
Sure.
the defense is out there for a long time.
Yeah, when you're gassing down your defense, it makes it harder for them to play. I get that.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know about that.
Okay. It's just, this is, again, we want to reiterate that it's not like the defense played bad. They give up 20 points. 7 of them were not a fucking touchdown catch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
And
it's just when your defense doesn't go out there and create turnovers and they don't do any splash plays, it just really stands out in a game like this where your offense is especially inept.
yeah.
And your special teams is not great. It's not
think
very good.
It says something to the caliber of this Nebraska defense that, again, they played all right. But we're still sitting here talking about, like, it's not what we expected. I think that speaks to the caliber of that defense. It's frustrating, but, you can take a look at the season right now for the most part and say that's a very, very solid defense out there.
I think that the defense, when they were called upon and they needed to make plays, they did. So I don't want to, I'm not shitting on the defense. They got us the ball back. They did.
Mm-hmm.
They gave us 2 opportunities to go and win the game. 2 in that game.
Yeah.
And we did not do it. The offense did not do it. So we could say all we want about the defense. The offense continues to put them in the worst of spots by giving the other team the ball.
And 30-yard punts.
Yes. So we're poking at the littlest thing with the defense because they have played, especially the last 3 weeks, have played just so well.
And maybe this will just kind of wrap up the defensive discussion is like the overall way that this team came out on Saturday. Flat, lackadaisical. There was no edge. I don't know if it was because, hey, this is our best chance to get to that 6th win to make us bowl eligible, and it kind of got to them a little bit, and they felt that pressure. And Matt Rule touched on that today. He said, hey, guys, it's November, and going forward, I want these games need to matter going forward.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Like in the past, these November games, what have you been playing for?
Right.
Nothing. And now that you're finally playing for something, yeah, you might feel a little bit of pressure, but that's what you get when you come to a program like Nebraska, usually a blue blood. You're supposed to feel that pressure. That's why you come here, is to play in meaningful games, is to hopefully play in a conference title game. When games mean something, you feel that pressure. And so, hey, in year 1, this is what it feels like, guys. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
And maybe not this past Saturday. They probably weren't ready. But guess what? Against Maryland, here's another chance to make a bowl game.
Mm-hmm.
What are you going to do with it? You're at home. You're not in East Lansing where there's 30,000 fans who don't give a shit, who, on the video board, they put Hitler up.
One time.
Like, this is different. You don't need to really make your own juice. We're bringing the juice for you guys. And the weather's supposed to be really nice, which I don't know if that's a negative considering Maryland.
Yeah.
You kind of want the weather to be shitty. But no, this is your chance. Bring your own juice.
Yeah, you've got.
How are you going to respond?
Yeah, you've got the pressure of the bowl game. You've got your first 11 a.m. kickoff. You've got an away game. I mean, stuff like that does add up. It does.
So
I
have a weird question for you guys.
Uh-oh.
Over the last, the biggest ones have been over the last 3 or 4 weeks. Matt Rule's speeches, the videos come out, and they're fantastic speeches. And
Cancer sucks.
Matt Rule genuinely does care for his team, cares about their families, and what they can do outside of football.
Mm.
But at a certain point, does it feel like we might be doing too much for the cameras?
No.
I feel
Matt Rule doesn't want.
there's
The
that-
thing is like they don't want to do that. They're like the Husker Vision. They approached it about.
No, I
it.
know. I'm not saying this is Matt Rule saying we're gonna do this. This is not the Dion argument where Dion only wants to be around the camera. Any of that. But at a certain point, I feel like that can sort of become a distraction. When Matt is just trying to talk to his coach, Rule is trying to talk to his team. and they've got these cameras in their faces and all this around them. When they like, I want you focused on the game, and that's my biggest question: is are we doing too much?
I think this brings me to just like the overall. If you come to play for Nebraska, this is what you get. Okay,
Yes.
This place gives a shit, and any place that gives a shit, we can run down the list: Nebraska, Texas, Bama, Georgia, Tennessee cares. Even
Penn State.
Like you could just run down the list. You come to these places. This is what you get.
Michigan
you get
cares
pressure.
enough to cheat.
You get, Michigan, like, this is what you get. And if you're not ready to play for a program like this, then go play for a SWAC. Go play for Georgia State. Go play for a MAC team. Like, this is what you get when you come to Nebraska.
Yeah.
And Matt
That's a fair
Rule,
argument.
and Matt Rule, I'm assuming he looks through all these videos and he approves. Okay, yeah. But yeah, and I'm very curious to know what this GBR rewind looks like after a loss. Like, what does it look like? What does the speech look like? Do they not release one now?
Right.
Yeah. Well, that would be odd.
I think you have to.
You have to, right?
They will.
So,
But it'll be interesting. The editing. I mean, Kyle's the video guy over here, but like
Yeah.
the video editing that'll go into this one, because we did come out flat. We did get outplayed. I mean, yes, the refs were bad,
Mm-hmm.
and we're not going to hit that again. But like they were bad. But the video team's gonna have they're gonna have some work for themselves.
Matt Rule has said, he's like, yeah, there's been a couple times where I'm like, man, we're not
Keep
going to
that
put that out.
Yeah, keep that
Yeah.
out. Yes.
Well, and so I hope when this GBR rewind comes out that it shows the frustration. I hope this team is frustrated. You should be. You did have bad calls. That happens. Welcome to football.
Yes.
But you got beat. I hope you're frustrated.
Yeah.
I hope you come out mad against Maryland. You should be.
100%. Snosberry said the game's on TV, so the camera shouldn't be an issue, right?
Yeah, you go to the NFL, you go college football, really
Everywhere,
anywhere. Those cameras are going to be around. You're going to have a video team, a media team. You're going to have. That's the shit you deal with. Listen, the hockey players at UNO, I go and I film those guys. I've got my camera in their face in the tunnel, walking out of the locker room. We do post games interviews. The women's soccer team at UNO do the same thing. Doesn't matter what level. Those people, every university is going to have a media team. It doesn't matter where you go. That's what you're going to get.
Even at the high school level, though. That thing
Yeah.
was like, these guys should be used to it. I understand the guys that come from C2 Nebraska football, but even that.
Listen,
they get,
Hurrdat Sports is covering Big Game Friday,
Yes.
all the high school football games every Friday night. We are there with our cameras. We're taking photos, we're taking videos, we're doing interviews. Does not matter. If there is an audience, there is a media team there to cover it and
Yes.
give the people what they want.
I'm not talking necessarily about Nebraska, but like these guys come from all around the country.
Yeah.
And a lot of these guys played significant schools. Like they played big time high school football.
Mm-hmm.
You should be used to this.
Yeah.
And you know what you sign up for. And if you don't like it, like Jared said, there is a MAC team that is waiting for you. They would love to. They would love to have you there. And then guess what? You get spotlighted on a Tuesday and Wednesday night, and I love watching you.
I do too.
I would love to just sit there and be like, oh, that guy played at Nebraska. I don't care.
Hey, midweek action rules.
Dude, I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. So there's a place for people that don't want the spotlight, but you're in Nebraska, you better enjoy it and get used to it. So
yeah, you're given a lot of amenities coming here. You get a lot of shit. This is some of the stuff you put up with. Is like a lack of privacy sometimes.
Is what it
you're in a
is.
fishbowl, baby.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, now Maryland.
Maryland
Comes in off of a 51-15 loss to Penn State.
Oof.
Penn State.
They're good.
They allowed negative 49 sack adjusted rush yards.
Oh my
Against Maryland.
God.
Negative 49. So again, we'll see about the whole rushing thing.
Well, and Penn State, to be fair, if I remember correctly, is the #1 rush defense in the country right now. Is that correct?
Who?
No, I think
Penn State, I believe, is the #1
Penn
rush
State.
defense in the country.
I think Scout
Hold
U
on.
is #1 rush or #1 defense in general. I don't know about rush defense.
I don't know. But again,
Scout U.
it's
Yeah.
not the fact that they stopped the run necessarily. It's the 6 sacks that really helped. I think Penn State, I mean, they provided the formula. You got to get pressure on baby Tua. You know what? They're going to have skill players. They have like 3 pretty good wide receivers. And you see what Michigan State did this past weekend. Maryland's players are better. So there's that. I'm a little scared. but you got to contain those guys. Hopefully get pressure on Baby Tua. You know that Maryland defensively is going to not blitz Harburg. They're going to sit back, force them to throw into tight windows, just like every other team. I think Michigan State blitzed once, and they got pressure with 3 and 4 guys.
That sucks.
So
That sucks.
I didn't even know that. That sucks.
So again, Maryland, you got to figure you still got a service academy at quarterback. Service academy quarterback Heinrich Harburg back there. So don't put any pressure on him. Force him to make throws.
So
I don't know. I don't know much about Maryland. I just know they're like boom, boom, up, down, up, down. They don't even know who they are, dude.
No.
So this is, again, going back to like what this Maryland offense is going to look like. I did just look at Penn State is the number 1 rush defense in the country right now. Nebraska is number 3. I cannot imagine that they're going to mess around trying to run the ball 2 weeks in a row against 2 top 3 rush defenses. They're going to air this thing out. Michigan State, like you said, showed that you can pass the ball in this defense. You can. Like, I can't imagine that's not going to be the case.
There's a huge importance to this game for both teams. They're both 5 and 4.
Yeah.
You win this game. Either team wins this game. They are bowl eligible. So it's not just Nebraska that's fighting for 6 right now. Maryland is they're in the same freaking boat. They've lost games where they think they should have won.
Yeah.
They are the same team, but they have a quarterback. They don't have a defense, but they got a quarterback.
It's going to come down to one question. Who wants it more?
That's going to come down to one question: turnovers.
Mhm.
How many times are we going to give that offense the ball?
You gotta
How many can we take it away?
We don't do that.
Not typically.
You
Not
got to
typically.
think that Nebraska will have at least 2 turnovers.
Minimum.
Yeah.
At least 2 turnovers.
Yep.
So
If stats have anything to say about it, you also have to imagine we have at least 3 sacks.
well, I would rather not turn the ball over.
Yeah, I agree.
Can't do that. You got to stop doing that. It's
No,
not.
I agree.
It's good. It's actually not good, guys, to
Yeah.
give the ball to the other team.
what?
I know.
Is that
Wow.
not what we're doing?
It's not good.
Even when it's 3rd down and long and you miss a wide open receiver to throw it to the other team.
Oh, God.
Like even then, like, oh, that was like a punt. It's still not good.
well, dude, no, he was wide open.
Yes.
Okay, I do.
Uh-oh.
I don't know what kind of miscommunication happened down there.
I don't understand that
He
at all.
thought Heinrich
Dude.
thought one thing, and he was like,
There comes to a point though when there's not like I thought this, and this. When there is nobody 10 yards to your left, 10 yards to your right, and the only defender left on the play is 10 yards past that receiver, and you throw it to him, that's on the quarterback.
yeah, I don't know. If he threw it to the sideline, there was nobody. If
Touch
he threw it to the
rights.
right, there was a guy waiting. So he had one choice, and it looked like he was going right. So he just, I don't know.
Who
Can't
had the
throw.
who had the better fair catch? Billy Kemp or the Michigan State defender?
The Michigan
Yeah.
State defender for
He's
sure.
like,
Well,
Cool.
Yeah.
and
He's like,
even,
heels at the
got
10? No, don't have to worry about that.
Oh God.
even the call on the play was like, I don't know where Heinrich's eyes were. Like, oh my Lord.
Yeah. So I think sometimes he forgets that there are safeties.
We do have a question in the chat from Kyle. He said, a question for you guys. When was the last time the Huskers had a true quarterback? Who do you guys think it was?
Well, I mean, do you consider T Magic a true quarterback? I mean, the dude won a lot of games. He's a Nebraska Football Hall of Famer.
I mean, he completed more than 50% of his passes.
Like, he's a better quarterback than people remember.
Yeah.
I know that they remember the shot put.
There was a comment in here earlier where they shit on Taylor. And I
Don't
was
shit
like,
on Taylor. Stop shitting on
where
Taylor.
was it at?
Taylor's a winner.
Nate shit on Taylor. Nate's a good listener. So hey.
Nate.
But he did say, take him to the Academy of Bad Passing. Taylor had a very terrible throwing motion, terrible shot put, but
I get it. But
you know what that guy did? He was a fucking winner. And there is not a quarterback that was faster than Taylor Martinez. I'm just telling you, that guy was
Big Ten Offensive Player of the Year.
Yes, that guy.
Come on.
Like Harburg, if you want to take notes on like running the football, learn from that little guy. And he wasn't a big guy, and he was fragile. though.
Speedster.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if I would take
True
lessons.
quarterback, though. I would say
The dude
I would
would
say
go
Tommy
upright.
Armstrong.
Tommy Armstrong for sure.
I would say Tommy Armstrong.
The last one.
The last one.
Yeah. Well, look, Casey Thompson was the stereotypical, like, I know every play. I know exactly where the defense is, what the defense is doing. He's a quarterback. Say what you will.
Loser.
Say what you will. Okay,
Okay.
Mike.
No.
Here we go.
Okay. Yeah, okay. So how many times have we talked about any competent coach would be able to lead this team?
Yes.
Let's take her easy now.
Okay, but I'm just saying, like, he didn't win at Texas. He didn't win at Nebraska. He didn't win at, where's he at now? Tulsa, where the fuck he ended up?
He went to FAU.
FAU, yeah. And like, I don't know. I wouldn't say, like, I think of a quarterback that has everything, that just can manage a game and can get your team in the position to win football games.
Sam Keller. Casey Thompson and Trey Palmer was the only offense we had last year. That was it.
Okay, Mike, if you want to say a quarterback that can handle everything, I think it's been 30 years.
No,
since we've had a quarterback that can handle everything.
Don't forget Zach Taylor.
Yeah. Joe Gans?
I'm going to give a statement that's going to make Mike even more angry.
Uh-oh.
I think Adrian Martinez had the potential to be a true quarterback.
Well, you used the word potential.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, no,
that immediately eliminates everything you just said.
He didn't have anything around him.
If
to
he
really
had an
help him
adult,
succeed.
The question
I need
was,
an adult.
who was the last quarterback?
I would say Tommy Armstrong.
I say Tommy Armstrong.
Yeah.
I'm going to stick by that.
I think that's fair.
And he just won an Arena Bowl championship.
Hey.
So the guy's still winning.
Yeah. But any quarterback that you choose, not named, Scott F. Like, you're gonna point out flaws. Like, oh yeah, but he didn't. So yeah, anyone that you choose, they're gonna have flaws.
Who's
Also,
yours, Jared?
we can when talking about a quarterback.
Sam Keller,
Shut the fuck up.
Joe Daly. Okay, can we get back to Maryland?
Yeah, let's get back on the Maryland train.
Okay, so Maryland. Looking back on my predictions, this was a team. When I said my predictions, I mean at the beginning of the season. I said this was a team that when it comes to November, Maryland is going to falter. Now, they kind of faltered before November this year, but they typically do not win games in November. The only thing is the weather is going to be pretty nice. They're still hopefully going to be tired because it's a long season. This was a game that I predicted that Nebraska would win. This was going to be one of their games they're supposed to lose but won't games. So, getting into scoring predictions, I will start with Connor Cavillak because you look ready.
Scoring prediction on this game is going to be tough.
Yeah.
I also was not ready to go first, but
I thought you were.
I'm going to rock it anyway. This game, I think, is going to be a lot closer. I don't even know the line on this game yet, if it's been announced.
They are favored by 3.
They're favored by 3.
Yeah.
I thought I saw 1.5, but it might be 3 now.
Do you have an over/under on this game at all?
No, I don't.
Anybody?
care about
Okay.
that stuff.
I thought you would have that shit ready.
No, I haven't looked at it yet. I'm going to call this a 21-13 game, Skurs.
21-13. Okay. Kyle Byers is thinking really hard. He's looking through stats. He's looking through numbers. What do you think? Do you have one ready?
Yeah.
I'm stalling because I don't.
Dude, it's so tough because they've posted 38, 42. These dudes, I'm telling you, 44 against Indiana. But then they go and they lose to Illinois. They lose to Northwestern.
Both teams we beat.
Yeah. It's just going to be, man, I don't know. I'm just going to throw it out there. Let's say. Just come back to me. I got to think about it.
No. You don't get it. No, you got to do it.
Man.
Hey, while you think.
It's gonna be something stupid like 17 to like
so you're coming up with
17-14 Nebraska.
We're doing
I
score
was hoping
predictions.
you were going to give me like a scoregami here.
No.
Drop your score predictions in the chat if you guys are listening, watching us on YouTube, Facebook. Drop your score predictions in the chat. I can go next because I'm ready.
You go.
I think Nebraska is going to lose 27-20.
Damn you, Mike.
Sorry.
It's okay. It's not your fault. Harrison Beck. That's my pick.
Yeah, shut up. Kyle did say it was Tommy Frazier, by the way. That's how long it's been.
No.
If it helps Jared and Kyle, because you guys have not made your picks yet,
I have a score.
Maryland is a 57th ranked overall offense.
What was Michigan State?
111.
Yeah.
Eesh.
Yeah.
Eesh.
So they're almost twice as good.
Can I change my score prediction?
You haven't even said one, did you? Oh, you did.
I said 17-14.
Nebraska?
Actually, let me
You just said Nebraska was one?
let me double check because I want to make him
Okay.
even more sad because I think it might be lower. No, I said 111.
Yeah.
They are exactly 111.
Oh, good.
Damn it.
Merwin says 28-24.
Nebraska.
I'm assuming. Huskers. Yeah, there you go.
I mean, it's Merwin. We expect.
Yeah, he always picks Nebraska.
Gosh, this one's tough. God.
Hey, go back to what you said at the beginning of the year. What you literally built us up, and then you're like, oh, and Connor goes. So
I know what I'm doing. But I'm going to go against my original prediction. I think Nebraska will lose. I think Nebraska's offense is so fucking bad. And Maryland's offense is going to do work against the pass defense of Nebraska, especially if Hartzog isn't going to be able to play. I'm thinking something like 30 to 20 Maryland. Shoot, 20 might even be generous. Damn.
see, I said 20. I was at 27-20.
30 to 17.
An important stat I overlooked.
Oh,
Jeez.
boy.
Yeah, this one scares me a lot.
He overlooks these on the cover corner too. He overlooks these.
Oh no, not on the cover corner. I don't. But Nebraska's offense, if they want to win this game, is going to have to be pretty rush heavy. I think we all probably agree on that.
Yeah.
Maryland's rush defense is ranked 26.
Good.
Excellent.
Good.
Very nice. Very nice.
We love that.
30 to 17.
30 to 17.
Mary.
We got a couple more in the chat.
Maryland.
We got, like I said, Merwin was 28-24. Kyle is 20 to 17 Nebraska. And Snosberry is 38-24 Husker.
38?
Who's going to score these points? Snosberry, come on.
Snoz.
Hey, Harburg, 5 rushing touchdowns, 1 field goal from Alvano.
Oh, boy.
38.
Hey, all of those guesses, I pray to God that happens.
Yeah.
If 38 to 14 hits, I will get a tattoo. Like
I said 38-24.
38-24. I don't care. If we score 38 points or more in this game, I'll get a tattoo. I will put a Nebraska N right over my heart.
Wow. Okay.
If we score 38 or more in this game, I will and win. I will get a Nebraska tattoo right over my heart.
Okay, you heard it, Snosberry. Well, he'll get a tat if you're right. So,
This game.
now Connor officially has 2 tattoo bets for the season.
Yeah.
He's got an Iowa bet and now a Snosberry bet.
You're gonna be tatted up, boy.
Yeah, that's fine. I believe my team, sort of.
Wow. Bold.
Well, no, you're actually saying that you don't believe because
you're like,
getting the tattoo if they score 38, which is an impossibility. You're saying that you don't believe that they'll get it.
No, it
That's
is
why.
possible. It's just unlikely.
All right. No, I mean,
Yeah, I
You're absolutely right.
I feel like I'm on the winning side on that one.
Hey, our friend Alex Drake with Church of the Corn just said, I need a live stream of that tattoo. Shout out Drake.
Hey, Alex, if you want to come be there for it, you can sit right next to me.
Oh, yeah. You going to get one too?
yeah, Alex, you give him the tattoo.
Ooh.
Oh, no, I'm not doing that. I don't know.
That.
He's like, I drew really good in the 3rd grade.
Gosh, what Maryland are we going to get? What Nebraska are we going to get? I think we know what Nebraska will get
I do think
for the most part.
if Nebraska can come out with energy,
Fire,
edge. And honestly, I'm pretty anti this, but maybe they get the ball first and actually have like a good scripted opening drive. I think that would do wonders in this game.
Yeah.
I'm very like pro like play defense, defer. But like I think this offense and this team just needs like a jump start. And if Sat can just script a drive, and that former head coach Scott, he was so good at scripting the first drive.
Yeah.
So freaking good
I'll
at it.
give him that.
If Sat can pull into his bag of tricks, and maybe it's just run middle all game, I would love that.
Tricks.
Yeah, like if he can just score in the first drive, I'd feel good about the game.
All I want is a counter to the left, counter to the right, counter to the left, counter to the right. That's all I want all game long.
Drake said he's in. He says, I'm overdue for a new one anyways.
There we go.
So you guys,
Jeez.
if Nebraska scores 38 points, Drake from Church of
38
Corn
points and wins.
and wins. Sorry. Church of Corn and No Block, No Rock will be getting tattoos to celebrate. Connor.
No, all of us.
No, that ain't happening.
Cowards. Alex, it's a date.
Cut the crap. Stop trying to make Heinrich Harburg what he isn't. Turn him loose on the ground and let him be the battering ram he was early in the year. Drake, were you not here for our freaking Harburg?
No.
Yeah.
No, he was not.
Because the guy is running timid. He is not running like a battering ram anymore.
His head hurts.
Hey, it's one game.
It's one game.
It was one really bad game.
But it was bad.
Yeah.
But
Let's-
again, offensive coordinator Satterfield, do him favors.
Yes. Help him out. Play calling.
Do not ask him to throw the ball 35 times.
If that
Yeah,
happens
that's
again,
ridiculous.
I'm going to walk out of the stadium unless we win. Regardless, I have to walk
You're
out.
going to
of the
walk
stadium.
out.
Regardless, but
All right.
Okay, guys. So I picked a Maryland win.
I picked a
Mike,
Maryland win.
Maryland win.
27-20 Maryland.
It's our side against their side.
Again.
Of course.
Yeah, that's crazy,
Again.
Kyle.
Yeah, I
That's
know.
crazy.
I know.
It never happens.
The Har brothers over there.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, guys. Anything else?
Just one thing.
Yeah.
We reached 50,000 downloads recently.
like
we
it.
checked. We checked it. We did check today, and we were well on pace. Like I think we were supposed to hit like 50,000 like in December. I think we did a little math action, but we actually hit it early. And so, hey, anybody listening, anybody watching, the support. We do a lot of fun stuff on this podcast. We put a lot of work into this, so we greatly appreciate all the support and everybody
yeah, man.
listening
Yes.
and tuning in.
Absolutely. And like download numbers are weird. One, that's 50,000 downloads since we got to Herd at Sports.
Yeah.
Because we had downloads prior to getting there and they don't have our metrics. And two, like, I don't know about you guys, but I don't download a lot of podcasts besides the No Block, No Rock podcast.
Right.
So like those numbers are a little skewed. Obviously, downloads is a weird metric. So I won't say it's 50,000 plays or listens or anything like that, but it is a milestone that I'm so happy that we hit.
Yeah.
That's why I wanted to bring this over. After we, I think we were like 52 X. Kyle brought us a cake to celebrate, and that cake, it's not us celebrating. It's thanks to you guys. For
we got a cake.
It is thanks to you guys that we got those downloads and the reason we're getting cake tonight. So thank you guys so much.
Yeah.
Stuff my face full of gluten-free double chocolate cake.
Yeah, boy.
Free. What the hell is wrong with you?
Dude, he's
Kyle's watching us
Cutting corners.
Cutting corners somewhere.
Cheers to that.
Double chocolate cake. No gluten though.
No gluten though, so it's healthy.
IPAs, whatever that is.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Okay, guys.
Gosh. One more shout out to all of our sponsors: Nebraska Garage Solutions, B&B Maids of Omaha.
Yep. We got a few more.
I gotta
Hold
go through
on.
the list.
I would do it, but I forget.
Yeah.
It's not.
Heard at Sports Bar for
Sports.
hooking it up with the barbecue
Dude.
chicken pizza
Yeah.
today.
Speaking of that, the
that was-
barbecue chicken pizza was fantastic.
That's the first time we've had that one, right? That was
we-
incredible.
Richie Holiday Lights. If you guys are looking for some holiday lights this season, give Richie a call.
That's right. It's November 6th. People are putting their lights up. They're putting their Christmas trees up.
Oh yeah, my wife's already all about that.
They're
so,
all Christmas.
yes.
Christmas music.
I put my tree up on November 1st.
Yikes.
God.
Yeah.
You were a pervert.
You're awesome.
You listen to Christmas music.
We have merch. We're still running a sale. If you guys want to support the podcast, those 50,000 downloads didn't happen without you guys. If you want to support us and help pay for a bowl trip, or if we make a bowl game, we're going to be doing a live show, and we would love if you guys could buy some merch to help provide funds for us to go down there.
Oh, yeah.
There is a promo code. It is Spygate. You can find our merch on our website, nbnrpodcast.com. Otherwise, I don't really have much.
Help us out, guys.
Make sure you follow us at NBR Podcast.
Yep, we did it at the beginning of the episode. That's why I did it at the beginning, so we don't have to do it later.
Yeah, we can do them both ways.
Yeah.
Please, go follow TikTok. Hi, guys. 727 likes. That's not enough. I need more. More. All right, guys. What do you say we sign off?
Yeah.
Let's do it.
I'm one of your hosts, Jared Hall,
Mike Delaware,
Kyle Byers,
and Connor Cadillac.
As always, beat Maryland in GBR.